Tonight on NewsWatch, from search and rescue to cleanup efforts, more on the severe weather system that's threatening parts of the country again tonight.
Plus, immigration reform in America, why some faith leaders say now is the time to act.
And diseases fighting back against antibiotics, what you can do to protect yourself from superbugs. All this and more tonight on NewsWatch. From tornadoes to flooding, wild weather is causing chaos across the country this week. Good evening. I'm Mark Martin.
And I'm Heather Sells. Severe weather continues to pound the eastern part of the U.S. tonight, marking day 4 of stormy conditions. As Lori Johnson reports in tonight's top story, at least 37 are dead from tornadoes and flooding, and it's not over yet.
People in Florida say they've never seen so much water. 2 feet of rain fell in just one day.
We've had 300 requests for evacuations.
But the rain fell too fast for many people to move to higher ground. One person in Pensacola drowned in a car stuck on a flooded road. This elderly woman almost suffered the same fate in nearby Alabama, but brave firefighters waded through high water to rescue her from her car just before she went under. Flood warnings continue up and down the East Coast, the same area hit by tornadoes earlier, like this one caught on camera in North Carolina.
This touching down.
Altogether, there have been more than 130 tornadoes across the South this week. In Alabama, you can see the devastation in these before and after pictures of an apartment complex. Dozens of people have been killed by the twisters, including 21-year-old John Servati, a member of the University of Alabama swim team, who managed to save his girlfriend before a wall crumbled on top of him.
Really incredible guy, and things like that aren't supposed to happen to them.
Meanwhile, in Mississippi, like many other states ravaged by tornadoes, the cleanup is just beginning and will likely continue for months.
It is amazing to see that amount of damage.
Nevertheless, despite the wreckage, most storm victims are grateful to have at least survived. Lori Johnson, CBN News.
Operation Blessing is on the ground in Tupelo, Mississippi, which took a direct hit from a tornado Monday. Operation Blessing has set up a mobile command post at a local church. Teams are helping residents with debris removal and also ministering to spiritual needs. Angela Howard's home was destroyed in the storm. She says it's a miracle she and her 3 children were not home at the time, and she's grateful for Operation Blessing's help.
There's a bathtub that's laying directly behind you, closer to the road, and that's the tub that for 9 years we always took shelter in during a tornado warning. And had we been here, that's the tub we would have been in. So God moves in mysterious ways, and I think He was with us in our move. It's a great thing. I don't know what we would do without people like you guys coming in and assisting. I sure wouldn't know where to start.
For more on the work of Operation Blessing and how you can help, visit our website, cbnnews.com.
The NBA is punishing the owner of the LA Clippers with maximum penalties for alleged racist remarks. But that isn't slowing down the team. Gary Lane reports on what lies ahead for Donald Sterling and the Clippers organization.
Commissioner Adam Silver made it clear with the announcement of a stiff punishment. The NBA will not tolerate racism in its ranks, especially from team owners.
Effective immediately, I am banning Mr. Sterling for life.
David Sterling will also be required to pay a $2.5 million fine, which the Players Association will donate to charities. The Los Angeles Clippers owner admitted he made racist remarks to his girlfriend. The phone conversation was taped and broadcast by the tabloid television show TMZ.
It bothers me a lot that you want to broadcast that you're associating with black people. Do you have to?
Some NBA players and longtime associates say Sterling has a long history of making racist comments. And in 2009, he was forced to pay nearly $3 million after the Justice Department brought suit against him for housing discrimination against minority tenants. The NBA's action was met with widespread praise from coaches and players.
It's a great day.
The healing process has started. And so we're going to keep growing and getting away from this.
I hope that every bigot in this country sees what happened to Mr. Sterling.
Now the question is, will the NBA force Sterling to sell his team? If that does happen, Sterling will end up doing just fine financially. He bought the Clippers in 1981 for just $12 million. But some estimates put the market value of the Clippers now at more than $1 billion. All of this controversy over racism didn't have a negative effect on the Clippers' playoff performance. They won their game Tuesday night. They now take a 3-2 game series lead over the Warriors. Gary Lane, CBN News.
Some major players on Capitol Hill are insisting that immigration reform is not dead. According to the New York Daily News, Senator Chuck Schumer is promising passage of a bill this summer. And just last week, House Speaker John Boehner mocked lawmakers for being afraid of the issue. In Washington this week, evangelical pastors who support reform gathered for a worship service and took time to lobby their lawmakers. They characterized reform as a moral imperative.
We've been involved as a church in lots of immigration services, helping to process people as a result of deferred action, teaching ESL, teaching citizenship classes. We have a free legal clinic, a free medical clinic. But no private organization, no faith community can do what Congress needs to do. Congress needs to fix the broken immigration system.
In Virginia Tuesday, the state attorney general announced children of illegal immigrants can receive in-state college tuition as long as they meet state residency requirements. 18 other states currently allow similar programs.
The White House is trying to tackle the issue of sexual assault on college campuses. This week, the administration released a 20-page report on the problem. Some of the recommendations include colleges surveying student awareness of the issue to gain better understanding of what's happening on campus, schools promoting bystander intervention, where witnesses step in and help in the case of an assault, and making trained victim advocates more readily available to provide support. The administration has also created a task force working to end what it calls a violent campus culture.
Parents have many issues to consider when sending their kids to college, from finding a safe environment as well as one that reflects their family values while offering a great education. Joining us now with tips on how to make the best choice is John Zamirak, author of Choosing the Right College and editor of collegeguide.org. John, what tops the list of concerns for parents when helping their children select a college?
Well, I think cost is certainly an important one. The average American college student graduates with $26,000 in student loan debt. So if he marries another average college student, they start off life $53,000 in the hole. I don't see how those people buy a home, how they have children. I think it has major social implications to the sustainability of American society. I think they also worry about the values that their students will develop. Will they lose the faith and the values that they grew up with? And the answer is very often they will. So I think these are serious concerns, and they're the kind of concerns we address in our guide.
Well, like you said, many parents are concerned their kids are going off to college and getting indoctrinated with certain political views instead of getting that solid education. What's your advice in this area?
I would say to look carefully at the school, look at its track record of academic freedom, look at how it treats religious believers and people with different political viewpoints, especially conservatives or libertarians. We try to cover that in the guide. We give each college we cover a red, yellow, or green light based on their track record on free speech and their treatment of religious organizations. And there are many schools where religious organizations are forced to admit people who admit not to believing in the religion, to be members and even officers of the organization. So you have Christian fellowships forced to admit Muslim and atheist and Buddhist members, and sometimes even let them be officers in the group, or they get thrown off of a secular campus because they're discriminating. That's not discrimination, that's freedom of association.
Families definitely got to do their homework. Well, what are some strategies that people can use to make college more affordable?
First of all, take a serious look at your local state university. They get a bad rap, and often they deserve it. A lot of the programs can be mediocre. Sometimes they can be party schools. They can have too much emphasis on athletics. But you can often find gold at those big schools in little pockets. Look for the honors program. Look for the honors dorm. Look and see if they have a program in Western civilization. Talk to the pastor of your denomination at the school and determine, is he someone who's faithful to the tenets that we've passed along? If he is, send your son or daughter to meet with him. If not, help them locate a local congregation that reflects your views and let them go to church and find fellowship there. Get them in touch with the pro-life group on campus. Most schools have a pro-life group. We warn in the guide about the schools where they're so liberal and so secular that they can't even keep a pro-life group going.
Well, that's good that you have those warnings out there. John Zamirak, author of Choosing the Right College. Thanks for being with us, sir.
Thank you.
And turning overseas now, more than 200 Nigerian girls kidnapped by Islamic extremists are still missing. And new reports suggest the teenagers are being forced to marry. It is believed the girls were taken from their school in Borno State by members of Boko Haram. Now, a local Nigerian leader says the militant group is selling the girls to Islamic extremists for marriage, and that some have been taken into neighboring Cameroon and Chad. A group of security chiefs, state governors, and religious leaders met last week to discuss finding the girls. The Nigerian president calls it the most pressing security issue in his country.
Coming up, how Americans across the country will gather tomorrow for the National Day of Prayer.
I was having some pains between my shoulder blades. At that point, everything changed. Diagnosis, pancreatic cancer. First, there was prayer. The second is to fight. As soon as we walked through those doors at Cancer Treatment Centers of America, all my anxiety left. The pastoral care here is based on the Bible, based on the Word of God, just as it is at our own church.
When you combine the great medicine with the spiritual resources we have, it provides the patients with something that really can make a difference.
You got a pastor right there on staff praying with patients, whether it be scripture or whether it just be a word of encouragement to say, God's got this.
If you or someone you love is fighting complex or advanced stage cancer, go to cancercenter.com/faith. You'll learn how our treatment results compare to national averages and see a list of insurance plans with which we've worked. Advanced medicine and technology, the warm embrace of the Spirit.
I firmly believe God led me here.
Call or go to cancercenter.com. Cancer Treatment Centers of America. Care that never quits. Appointments available now.
This is a national healthcare alert from the Health Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You could qualify for a pain-relieving knee brace at little or no cost to you. Get free delivery, and all the paperwork is handled by our accredited suppliers at no charge to you. If you're on Medicare and have knee pain, don't wait. You may qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost. Friendly agents are standing by 24/7 to help you. Call the Health Hotline right now for details toll-free. Our friendly representatives are standing by now to take your call. We also have other pain-relieving braces available for shoulder, ankle, and your back. You may be eligible to receive these items and more at little or no cost to you as well. Call right now for details toll-free.
Operators are standing by. Call 855-740-8143. That's 855-740-8143. Again, 855-740-8143. That's 855-740-8143.
Welcome back. Tomorrow marks the National Day of Prayer. 40,000 people from across the country are expected to participate. On today's 700 Club, the event's chairperson, Shirley Dobson, said now is an important time to pray for the country.
People are very concerned about our nation with the random shootings, the bombings, children in the 4th grade selling marijuana at school. I mean, something is wrong in this country and people feel it. And so I just want to encourage everyone that we need to come before Almighty God and repent of the sins of our nation and ask for His mercy and His grace over this land.
We do. And for more of that interview and information about how you can get involved in the Day of Prayer, visit our website, cbnnews.com.
Leading up to the day of prayer, the Bible is being read around the clock at the U.S. Capitol. It is the 25th year the event is taking place. CBN News went to the Capitol to bring you this glimpse.
God, strengthen me just once more, and let me with one blow get revenge on the Philistines for my 2 eyes.
We are here at the 25th Annual Bible Reading Marathon held at the U.S. Capitol, where volunteers from around the country in this area read through the entire Bible over a period of 5 days.
Then they took what Micah had made and his priest and went on to Laish against a people at peace and secure.
We have almost 100 Bibles in different translations besides English because there are Christians literally from around the world. They come to visit the U.S. Capitol. They come by, sometimes they can't speak in English, and they point to the Bible and point to their heart and then point upwards to God, and we allow them to read in their own language.
Are you a Christian?
I am.
It is interesting that they're reading the Bible here, the U.S. Capitol. And that speaks a lot about, our country and the reality that we can do this in this specific location. Which is amazing. I mean, I know that there are some other places that you might not be able to do it, and I guess just by doing it here just reflects the reality that, we still live in a great country.
Up next, drug-resistant diseases, why antibiotics may no longer be able to fight some sicknesses.
Hello? Is this thing on? Hey, kids, do you love games? And do you love discovering things? Well, do ya?
Then you're gonna love this. It's the new free Superbook Kids Bible app. You can play games, watch videos, find answers to your questions, and a whole lot more. The new Superbook Kids Bible app. Free downloads available on iTunes and Google Play now.
Announcing an important breakthrough in healthcare that can benefit everyone. If you or anyone you love needs affordable health insurance, regardless of a pre-existing medical condition, call Quick Insurance 123 today and get the immediate relief you deserve. Quick Insurance 123 was created to provide affordable health insurance to all uninsured Americans, with or without pre-existing conditions. This is not a discount card. This is a real insurance program that lets you choose from many affordable health plans, with access to doctors, hospitals, emergency services, and more. So call the number on your screen now and get the health coverage you need just for calling. As a special bonus, we'll send you a free prescription savings card that could save you up to 85% on your prescriptions. That's right, you could save up to 85% on your prescriptions just for calling. Call Quick Insurance 123 to find out how you can get affordable health insurance and receive your free prescription savings card just for calling. Don't wait. Getting a free quote is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Call today.
Attention sleep apnea patients. Are you tired of the expense and hassle of getting your CPAP and BiPAP supplies? Are you fed up with dealing with ill-fitting, leaking, or worn-out masks and straps? Are you worried about the effects that unsanitary tubes, cushions, and filters have on your health? If you said yes to any of these questions, Allied Medical Supply Network has the solution to your problems. You could qualify to have your supplies regularly delivered right to your door at little or no cost to you. That's right, no more inconvenience, no worn-out masks and straps, no more unsanitary equipment, just restful sleep. Call Allied Medical Supply Network today to determine if you may qualify to receive your fresh, brand-name supplies at little or no cost. Don't delay. Call us now to see if you are eligible to save money on regular delivery of your CPAP and BiPAP supplies. Call 1-800-815-9947. That's 1-800-815-9947. Or go to cpapsupplyhelpline.com.
Drug-resistant diseases are now a major threat to global health. A combination of antibiotic misuse and poor hospital hygiene is causing once treatable diseases to progress. According to a new report from the World Health Organization, antibiotic resistance allows bacterial infections to evolve into uncurable superbugs. The new report is the first of its kind to look at the global impact of the issue, studying 114 countries. The World Health Organization says if the world doesn't respond, the results could be devastating. And the Centers for Disease Control here in the U.S. actually issued a similar report several months ago.
Yeah, and as Lori Johnson explains in tonight's Focus Report, while some say using fewer antibiotics could be the key to fighting superbugs, There are some simple steps you can take to keep yourself from getting sick in the first place.
For 70 years, we've relied more and more on antibiotics to fight infections, to the point where some bacteria have gotten so strong drugs can no longer kill them. An alarming CDC report reveals these bacteria infect around 2 million Americans each year and kill 23,000 of them.
Antibiotic resistance is one of the most serious health threats we face today. We risk entering a post-antibiotic era where even simple infections can be deadly.
At the top of the list, C. diff, a bacterial infection that targets the intestinal tract and kills 14,000 people a year. That's followed by drug-resistant gonorrhea, an infection making up about a third of the cases of this sexually transmitted disease. And CRE, a respiratory bacteria infecting 9,000 hospital patients a year, killing half of them.
I've called CRE a nightmare bacteria. It can resist all antibiotics, kill a high proportion of people it infects, and spread from person to person and bacteria to bacteria readily.
The CDC blames this resistance on the overuse of antibiotics, saying half of the prescriptions given by doctors aren't even necessary. Dr. Nancy Cardori agrees. As an infectious disease specialist, she points out that antibiotics kill only infections that are bacterial, not viral. But most of the time when people are sick, they have a viral infection and therefore don't need an antibiotic. The problem is there's no way to instantly know whether an infection is viral or bacterial. So doctors tend to give all of their sick patients antibiotics to help the few patients who actually need them.
Because one of the things physicians worry about, okay, if I didn't give them antibiotics, they went home and next day they're really sick and they don't come. And something bad happens.
Antibiotics aren't just overused in humans, they're also unnecessarily given to animals raised for food. In fact, animals receive 80% of all antibiotics, and much of that goes into their food.
It is being found that if you give them some antibiotics in their feed, which they don't need for infection, it makes them bigger, quicker, so they can be sold to the market quicker. So it's a more of an economic issue than animal health issue.
But it becomes a health issue for humans when antibiotic-resistant bacteria get passed to people. The FDA asked livestock producers to voluntarily stop adding antibiotics to feed, but not many have complied. Antibiotic overuse is only part of the problem. To make matters worse, drug companies aren't developing many new antibiotics to replace the old ones that aren't working anymore. Drug companies need to make a profit, and these days there's not much money in antibiotics. As a result, only 2 new antibiotics have been developed in the last 5 years. So while using antibiotics less and developing new ones helps slow down the spread of drug-resistant infections, we can also better protect ourselves from getting them. Washing hands, avoiding people with infections, and getting a good night's sleep go a long way. Hospitals also need to reduce infection. Check with your state health department to see which hospitals have the lowest infection rate. Dr. Gene Burke heads one of Virginia's top healthcare systems. He says you, the patient, can also help reduce your chance of infection.
And every patient should feel totally empowered to say to everybody that walks in the room, have you washed your hands? Would you mind doing it now?
Many hospital infections strike at contact points where devices go into your body. So the sooner they're out, the better.
Talk to your care team and basically try to help them know that you expect to have the fewest number of things put into you that's necessary, and that you would like them every single day, if you have a catheter or an IV in, to answer the question, is it still necessary today? Every single day, ask and answer that question.
While antibiotic-resistant bacterial infections pose a critical health threat, the trend can be reversed.
There are 4 things we have to do to protect antibiotics. First, prevent infections and the spread of drug-resistant bacteria. Second, use antibiotics much more responsibly. Third, track resistance patterns. And fourth, develop new drugs.
Lori Johnson, CBN News.
Up next, how a new partnership worked to provide a home for a family in need.
Announcing an important breakthrough in healthcare that can benefit everyone. If you or anyone you love needs affordable health insurance, regardless of a pre-existing medical condition, call Quick Insurance 123 today and get the immediate relief you deserve. Quick Insurance 123 was created to provide affordable health insurance to all uninsured Americans, with or without pre-existing conditions. This is not a discount card. This is a real insurance program that lets you choose from many affordable health plans, with access to doctors, hospitals, emergency services, and more. So call the number on your screen now and get the health coverage you need just for calling. As a special bonus, we'll send you a free prescription savings card that could save you up to 85% on your prescriptions. That's right, you could save up to 85% on your prescriptions just for calling. Call Quick Insurance 123 to find out how you can get affordable health insurance and receive your free prescription savings card just for calling. Don't wait. Getting a free quote is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Call today.
Attention sleep apnea patients. Are you tired of the expense and hassle of getting your CPAP and BiPAP supplies? Are you fed up with dealing with ill-fitting, leaking, or worn-out masks and straps? Are you worried about the effects that unsanitary tubes, cushions, and filters have on your health? If you said yes to any of these questions, Allied Medical Supply Network has the solution to your problems. You could qualify to have your supplies regularly delivered right to your door at little or no cost to you. That's right, no more inconvenience, no worn-out masks and straps, no more unsanitary equipment, just restful sleep. Call Allied Medical Supply Network today to determine if you may qualify to receive your fresh, brand-name supplies at little or no cost. Don't delay. Call us now to see if you are eligible to save money on regular delivery of your CPAP and BiPAP supplies. Call 1-800-815-9947. That's 1-800-815-9947. Or go to cpapsupplyhelpline.com.
Every day, millions of Americans face the realities of homelessness.
That's why many groups are working to help families get off the streets and into houses. Sherry Ebargan is a single mother of two. After escaping an abusive relationship, she found herself without a place for her family to live. And that's when two Corpus Christi ministries teamed up to help. The Salvation Army secured a house for the family, and Grace Presbyterian Church worked to make it a home.
It's amazing. I can't believe it now.
We're able to provide those things for her, give her some life skills training and some resources, get the kids in daycare so that she could find a job and get settled.
She had no idea about what furniture was going to be picked, how it was going to be how it would look, anything. She knew nothing. They need it. My kids deserve this. It's a fresh start.
Wow, that's the love of Christ. The Salvation Army provided all the furniture, and Grace Presbyterian cleaned, painted, and decorated the new home. Wow.
That's great.
Yeah, what a great story to go from being homeless
I
to
know.
having a brand new home.
Yeah, and the way everyone partnered together.
Yeah,
it's cool
good stuff.
All right, that's it for this edition of NewsWatch.
Yeah, thanks for watching. We appreciate your time. Have a good night.